Hello, welcome to another episode. We are so delighted to have you listening to us there. And if this is your first time joining us today, you're most welcome. And thank you so much for tuning in. Please remember to subscribe, like, comment, and you can also share. Plus, you can leave us a comment and any question if you have. We would also really request you to please go back and watch our first episodes for context. Yeah, so I'm Immaculate, your host, and in today's episode, we have our very first guest. She's Michelle from Zimbabwe, and she has just graduated with her a Doctor of Pharmacy this July. Yeah, and today she's going to be telling us her story, how she landed this scholarship, what was the application process like, and what has life been in general here in Algeria. So, Michelle, you're most welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, you're most welcome. And our listeners, I believe our listeners are so excited to hear from you. And please, you can introduce yourself and greet our listeners. Yeah.
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Michelle. I'm from Zimbabwe, and as Immaculate said, I recently graduated with my Doctor of Pharmacy here in Algeria. And yeah, I'm very excited to be part of this podcast today. I hope that you're going to learn something that is going to be really helpful for you.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much. First of all, congratulations upon upon achieving this big milestone. Yeah, I'm so happy for you. And how are you doing today?
Good.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I can't wait for the conversation and everything that we're going to talk
Oh,
about.
that's so
Yes.
nice. That's interesting. We are also excited to have you here. In fact, it's an honor,
Mhm.
and we can't wait to what you have for us. Yeah. So, Michelle, what many students, if not all, dream of maybe one day landing a scholarship opportunity. But so hard. People browse the internet every day because that's where most of like millions of opportunities appear. And people browse everywhere, but sometimes you can't even reach the application process. So it's so discouraging. Yet we know that there have been scholarships that have been so easy to get. And one of the scholarship is this one, the Algerian scholarship, which we've all like benefited from. Yeah, and today our listeners would want to know like how did you get to know about this scholarship? Like how did you hear about it from newspapers or did a friend tell you? So how did you get to know about this scholarship? Yeah.
Okay, so funny enough, I didn't find the scholarship myself. Like my mother found it, right?
Oh, that's
So
interesting.
yeah, she is in a habit of reading newspapers, kind of old school and stuff. So one day she was reading the newspaper and she came across a small section in the newspaper that was talking about the government scholarship. And then she cut it out and then she gave it to me. She's like, "Oh, you need to take a look at this. It could be something that might be interesting to you." And then
Mhm.
at first I was like, "Oh, I
Uh,
don't think this is for me." Because
yeah,
this
as
whole thing
everyone
about
does.
scholarship.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I was like, I don't think this is for me. But I was like, you know what? Let me just, give it a try and see how it goes. So, and the funny thing is that sometimes the right opportunities for you, they literally find you through your mom and a newspaper, like
Yeah, yeah,
the
true.
most unexpected or the most unconventional way. Because when you talk about scholarships, it is something which is really big, and you expect it to find on some fancy website with good
A good
design and flashy
design.
things.
Yeah.
But for me, it was the most unexpected way. My mom, the newspaper, and yeah, here I am. So,
Oh, that's so nice. And it's so interesting that your mom saw it in the newspaper and actually took a step to inform you about it. Because, I don't know whether it's the same thing in your country, but in Uganda, people don't trust these sources, especially when it comes to opportunities, be it work, be it like opportunities like scholarships. They see, but what they think is, they already have the slots. They already have
exactly.
people to fill in these slots. So
Yeah.
there's no need. Like, this is not for me. How am I even going to get into this? This is beyond me. You get. So
Yeah.
that's how they actually get to miss the opportunity. Yeah. And it's so great and that's why actually we're here to let these people know that some opportunities, not until someone has actually told you that we've closed. We are not applying anymore, or it's not true. But you just don't have to judge on your own self by your own self saying, this is not true. You get.
Yeah. I think it was also a lesson for me that sometimes in life you just have to give things a try, even if you might not feel like you're the best candidate for it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
And what you said is actually true, that, oh, maybe they're just advertising and they have
Yeah,
their
just for
own people.
formality.
Yeah, it's for
Yeah.
formality.
Mm.
But sometimes it might not be like that. It
Yeah.
could be your lucky day and you
I
just
know,
have to
right?
give it a
It could be
shot.
your lucky day. You just have to give it. You're
Yeah.
true, yeah. So people should, in short, people should stop being discouraged about finding out things in newspapers or any other advertisement channels, and then they just, don't give it a try or don't pay attention to it, because I mean, this could be your day. What are the odds that it's on your table?
Imagine.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And so after knowing about it, like your mama told you about it, yeah. So what was the application process like? Yeah.
Well, it wasn't as bad as I had imagined. So it was, I can say it was straightforward, right? I had to just gather my documents, write about my experiences, and explain my reason for applying, sort of like my motivation for applying. I guess Uganda and Zimbabwe, they've got a different application process, I guess, in terms of how you go about the things. So for us, it was basically submitting some documents, writing a lot of motivation, and yeah. And for me, I can also talk about like the reflection part, right, of the application process. It was probably like the most important to me. It pushed me to think deeply about where I'm headed to as a future healthcare professional, because soon after high school, I was like, oh, I want to be a medical
A
doctor,
medical
right?
doctor, I
But
know.
then I ended up doing pharmacy. So during the whole application process, it made me to think deeply about where I'm headed to, like as a future healthcare professional, and how my values align with that, the kind of impact that I'm going to be making, because I'll be dealing with people's lives. And I didn't feel like a test, sort of. It didn't feel like something that was really like out there, but it felt like a meaningful pause for me to really articulate like my goals, my purpose in life, and ultimately like my personal growth. And I focused on being really honest and intentional, and showing who I am as a person beyond just my academic achievements or any other thing. Yeah, just being real and being me and being as honest as I could be throughout the whole application process.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's so nice.
Yeah.
And actually, talking about the application process and what you wanted to do
Mm-hmm.
before and what you're applying for. So, if I may ask,
Mm-hmm.
did you apply for pharmacy directly?
No, I didn't apply for pharmacy directly. I applied for medicine. But then when the results came, like when they had allocated us to different universities, I was given pharmacy. I was like, okay, why not? It's still in the medical field after all.
Yeah, so I think
Yeah.
this is another note to take, like for our listeners, that sometimes you might want something, but also God has something else for you. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I think maybe you wanted medicine, but when they gave you pharmacy, you still take the opportunity. Given that it's still in line with what you were trying to pursue, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because some people actually just get to leave or to not take up the opportunity because maybe he wanted medicine and he was given pharmacy. Okay, at some point of time, it's fine. That's if at all you're really going to get the medicine you want. Yeah, but it's another thing you letting go of an opportunity where you're not even going to be able to get what you want. And it's another opportunity to just be kind of flexible and you go or you take what is in, like what is before you at the moment, because you never know, it might actually be even better than what you thought. Because most times, like especially for courses, while we are studying, or while we are doing all these combinations, all we know is I want to be a medical doctor, but we don't even know, like
What
in
it
detail,
takes.
what it takes or what
Yeah.
exactly a medical doctor does.
Does
So it's
exactly.
when actually when you get to do the course is when you really know, oh, this is what it takes to be a medical doctor.
Yeah, like I really like the word that you use, like to be flexible. Yeah, because I don't know about you, but most of the students, when you're in high school and you're doing a sciences combination, the first thing that comes into your mind when it comes to a job is like, I want to be a
A
doctor.
doctor,
I
yeah.
want to be a doctor.
Exactly.
And I can say that for me, that was the thing. Like I was like, okay, I'm doing sciences. I just want to be a doctor. Like I really of course I know what a doctor does, but in terms of the nitty-gritties, like the studies, the stress that comes with school and everything, I didn't really think much about it, because
Mm.
medicine, like being a general practitioner to start off with, is the most common job that comes in the mind of most high schoolers. And I feel like there is need for a lot of career guidance when it comes to students in high school.
That's so
Yeah,
true.
because some people, they might feel like, okay, like for example, if somebody else was in my situation, right, they applied for medicine and then they were given pharmacy, they might somehow feel like they failed in life,
Yeah, they failed
because
in life. And
yeah.
as I've said, they let
Mhm.
go of the opportunity. Like, no, this is not what I want. But how
Exactly.
sure are you that you're really going to get what you want?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like there's need for a lot of career guidance before the high schoolers start applying for university. There is need for people to talk more about other degrees and other specialities, because the healthcare professional as a whole is not just centered on medical
On
doctors.
medicine. And what people also have to know is that we need all these services. Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So a doctor or a pharmacist is not sorry, a pharmacist is not less than a doctor, or a
Exactly.
doctor is not less than a pharmacist.
Right.
Yeah, however much like you want a specific field, or as sorry, a specific maybe course,
Mm-hmm.
but you have to know that all these things are needed.
Mm-hmm.
So you just have to place yourself and purpose to
Mm-hmm.
do it and serve right.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
And also sometimes people choose specialities for the sake of just choosing.
Yeah.
Oh, I just want to have the term doctor before my
Exactly.
name. But
Everyone's
are
going to
you,
call me a doctor.
yeah, but are you really ready for what that title is going to bring? It's going to ask from you. For example, like, do you know that as a doctor, you're going to be working a certain amount of hours? You need to be very committed. You need to be on your
On
feet
your feet
for a certain amount
all
of
the
or the whole day,
time. Yeah.
are you, like, in as much as of course you have the brains for the degree,
Definitely.
but is your mind and other parts of your life ready to
To
carry that career? Yeah.
yeah, to carry that
So I
title.
think people should have also another this other part of their brain that thinks of this side of things, not just the title part or maybe the money part, but are you mentally ready to be able to do everything that is going to come with this profession? That is something that people also need to consider. So career guidance is really important, and also your personal research as a person. Like when you're done with your high school, just go on the internet, just search what specialty or what degree can I pursue as somebody who did sciences in high
Sciences,
school.
yeah, like
Definitely you get
BCM,
a
yeah.
whole list, and then you
Yeah, then
explore
the
different
number of
careers.
them.
Exactly, yeah.
Oh, that's so interesting. And I'm really so glad that your application process wasn't so hard. Now you see, if you had just maybe, like as we earlier said, that people see this and they're like, there's no way, there's no way, because they think maybe the application process requires a lot, maybe the criteria or who is eligible, like the criteria of choosing who is eligible for that particular scholarship is also up there, like they're not, like they're not the right person for this. Yeah, so all those things we're actually afraid of, we cannot know what it takes, not until we take a step and try. Yeah, so people out there should know that every time you see an opportunity, please try, go
And you
for
lose
it.
nothing by trying, actually.
Exactly. You
And
lose
also
nothing.
most of these scholarships, scholarship applications, you don't have to pay anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that brings me to a question, like what was the eligibility criteria, like who was eligible for this scholarship?
All right. So in my country, we have the system of points, which I think is the same with you
Yeah,
guys
yeah,
in
it
Uganda,
yeah,
right?
it is, yeah.
So by the time I applied, I don't know if things have changed. The minimum amount of points that one had to have for them to qualify was 10 points.
Oh, that's
Right. So
nice.
so long you have got 10 points
Mm.
going above, you are eligible to apply.
Also 10 points,
Mhm.
given that that person is offering 3 subjects, right?
Yes, yes, that's true.
Oh.
So I guess even if you took like 4 subjects and if you have 11 points, I think they will just
Yeah,
take you.
they'll just take you, because now that means the points are aligning with the number of the subjects you did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So so long you have got 10, 11 going up, yeah, you're eligible to apply. Yeah. And also they don't just give scholarships for medical degrees. You can also get I think economics, accounting
Like
things,
arts
arts,
courses.
yes,
Oh,
and
that's nice.
commercials,
Yeah,
yeah.
by the Algeria is so generous. It covers a number of courses, both sciences and arts.
Exactly, yeah.
And it
So
gives
there's
it
everything
in
for
big number.
everyone. Yeah.
Yeah. By the time you came, how many were you in
The
yours?
group,
Yeah, yeah.
oh, we're quite a lot. I think we're almost 100.
Ah, wow. That's so
Yeah, we're
interesting.
a lot. Yeah, yeah.
And I think this we are like we can testify to it. Algeria is the most generous country in awarding scholarship
Yes.
in terms of number. Because I mean 200 students
Yeah, yeah.
from one single
The country,
country
yeah, that was
and
a lot.
giving these scholarships to more roughly how many countries could it be?
There's quite
Almost
a lot. But I noticed that it differs though per country. Because I noticed, like for us, for example, we can come nearly 100, but in another country they could be like 30 or 20. I don't know how they do the things, but yeah,
but
for
all
us,
we know is
mm,
it gives quite a big
yeah,
number
it
of
does. Yeah,
students.
it
Yeah,
does.
because
Mm.
most scholarships you go and then you find slots as two.
Exactly,
Like
yeah.
really,
And
so
sometimes they are usually maybe only medical things.
yeah, medical
Yeah,
things, no arts. But
exactly, yeah.
Algeria is so integrative that it
Hmm.
caters for arts
Yeah,
and it also caters for
the
the
sciences.
sciences. Oh,
Yes, yeah.
that's so nice. Yeah. So, someone out there, if you're in Zimbabwe and you're listening to us today, please make sure anytime you come across that thing written on Algerian scholarship, you just have to go apply. And where do you deposit your application letters and all that stuff?
Okay, there is this government building which is called the Compensation House, which
Mm,
is in Harare,
mm,
right, the capital city. But
mm,
I think even if you're outside the capital, if you keep on looking in the local newspapers, they
mm,
do send advertisements.
mm,
So even if you're in another city, you
mm.
just keep an eye on the local newspapers, the ones that they distribute throughout the country, because there are some newspapers that are specific for certain cities. For
Cities.
example,
Oh,
in Manicaland, they've got a newspaper that they call Manica Post, and
mm,
in different parts of the country.
mm.
But I think the Herald is a national newspaper, if I'm not
Yeah, that's
mistaken.
that's what I was
Somebody
going to ask.
correct
That
me.
don't you people have a national newspaper?
Yeah.
Yeah, there must be one,
Yeah, if I'm
definitely.
wrong, somebody should correct me. But I know that there is a newspaper that is for the whole nation. So wherever you are, that one is always available. So do check in with those ones. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Mm.
that's nice. And I think definitely they include where to deposit your application
Yes, they do.
letters.
They put the physical address here.
Mm,
Mm.
okay, that's so nice. Ah, this is really, really, really interesting. We're enjoying a good time here. And okay, so Michelle, you've just graduated with a doctor of pharmacy. Now, uh, or I think a doctor of pharmacy, okay, what I've always or what I'm familiar with as to me is a degree in pharmacy, but it happens to be different. Like a doctor of pharmacy happens to be different from just a bachelor's in or a bachelor's of pharmacy, right? Yeah. So our listeners or someone who's out there who would really maybe in future lands the scholarship and then it so happens that he's been awarded like to study a doctor of pharmacy here in Algeria or even in a different country, what would you tell her like what would you tell her or him like what is a doctor of pharmacy and how is it different from a bachelor's of pharmacy?
All right. So Doctor of Pharmacy, which is usually written PharmD, right? Uh it's usually a 5 to 6 year degree, depending on the country. Like here in Nigeria, it's 6 years, but in other countries, you can find that it's 5 years. So it varies.
It
I think
varies.
between 5 and 6 years mostly. Yeah.
Mm,
I guess the main difference between PharmD and BPharm, which is bachelor's, is that Doctor of Pharmacy focuses more on clinical studies,
mm,
right? So
mm,
we do
mm,
things like clinical pharmacy and other different specialties in pharmacy as compared to Bachelor of Pharmacy. So we can say it's a professional degree, right?
mm,
That focuses on preparing pharmacists, not just as medication experts, but it takes a step further
mm.
to develop them into more of clinicians,
Clinicians, yeah.
right? So clinicians, public health advocates,
Mm,
etc., etc.
mm,
And the PharmD program, it combines like clinical rotations, therapeutic decision making, and patient centered care.
mm.
And we are basically trained to think beyond the pill, like looking at the patient as a
As a
whole,
whole.
right?
Mm, mm,
And like make sort of like making the link between, okay, this is the medication, this is the patient,
Mm,
and if I put the two together, what is going to end up happening as a whole. So
mm,
you find that, for example, if you do the doctor of pharmacy, you
mm,
can do a residency. So residency, which is sort of like a specialty, right?
mm, mm,
So I
mm,
can do a residency in hemobiology, which is
mm.
now I am a pharmacist, a clinician
Then,
specialized in hemobiology, that everything that has to do with blood,
mm,
right? So
mm,
which means from the medications, the diseases, etc., etc. So we do have hemobiology residency, we have biochemistry,
mm.
and so many other
You do,
specialties that you
you do
can take.
quite a lot, guys.
Yeah,
That's
it's
why you call doctors. Eh?
right. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a
Yeah, it's a
so
lot.
basically, I basically, like, if you're doing like a PharmD,
Mm.
you you sort of like having like an upper hand. No wonder why it's 6 years or 5 years as compared to bachelors of
Yeah,
pharmacy.
which
Yeah,
is around 4 years.
4 years exactly. So
Mm,
you
mm.
have the opportunity of doing a wide number of things as compared to somebody who did a
So it's you
bachelor's of
people who
pharmacy.
also do the clinical trials, stuff like that, in medicine. Like if, for example, a new
Drug.
drug is being
Mhm.
developed and they go take us, there's always that step of clinical trials. You people are involved in this, right?
Yes, yes,
Mm,
yeah,
mm.
yes, that's it.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's interesting.
Mhm.
That's so, so interesting.
Yeah.
So, really, if someone would want to do a PharmD or a bachelor's of pharmacy, has kind of gotten a clear picture of what exactly it is. Yeah, of course, they can get like deeper insights when they reach school or even Google it. But I sometimes, looking up things on the internet is kind of tricky. You go spend a whole day on the internet and you come out confused,
Exactly, that's
very
true.
confused, even more than
Yeah.
the way you went there. So you
Mhm.
went there for clarity, but you come
Mm.
back confused. But sometimes
Mm.
when someone says something,
Mm.
they make sure like they say it in a simple way, a very articulated way.
Mm.
So it's really very, very easy to,
Mm.
yeah, to understand and also, to relate. So at least now we know, oh, someone out there who would really to apply to these two courses knows which one he would really love to go for.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. And our listeners, hopefully one day you land yourself such an opportunity and you also get to be a doctor.
Yeah. It also, I guess, whilst we're still on the degree part, I think it depends before you choose. I think there's also like a diploma in pharmacy, I guess.
Yeah, there's a
There
diploma in
is.
pharmacy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
Mm.
think what makes, because somebody can ask, okay, fine, I did sciences
Mm.
and I can fit in all three, like the diploma, the bachelor's, the
The
PharmD, and also
family.
the
Mm.
pharmacy technician. So
Mm, mm.
what's up, like what's going on, you see? So I think it all comes down to what your career goals are,
Yeah,
right?
true,
So I
true.
think for somebody who is interested in, for example, in things like maybe industrial pharmacy, they can just go directly to bachelor's of pharmacy, or like the basic pharmaceutical things. You can just do maybe the
The
diploma, in
diploma
fact,
and
diploma in pharmacy,
no,
or
that's
the pharmacy
interesting.
technician, or the bachelor's in pharmacy.
Mm.
Or maybe you feel like me, I want to do like in-depth clinical things, and do maybe a residency, specialize maybe in hemobiology or whatever. Then you have to do the bachelor's, the
The
PharmD.
PharmD. Mm,
Exactly, yeah.
mm.
So it depends on what you want as a person. So it now comes back to the thing that we are talking about earlier on, which is about career guidance,
Yeah, career
right?
guidance. True. Mm.
So know exactly what you want in life so that you avoid wasting your time. So maybe, for example, you really want to be a pharmacy technician, right? So there's
Mm.
no need
Need
for
of
you
you
to
to run to PharmD.
yeah, or
Yeah.
yeah, on other things, yeah. Or maybe
Mm.
you just want some basic pharmaceutical knowledge. You don't really want to go that deep into, pharmacy. You just go do your diploma in pharmacy or your bachelor's. Yeah. So you need to make sure that you have a good career guidance that is going to help you to make the right choice of the career path that you're going to choose, whether you're taking a degree, a diploma, a doctor in pharmacy. Yeah.
Mm. Maybe our listeners would now really want to know because uh studying most sometimes you see how like we get to choose what we want to do even before we get there. because we know where we want to work. Like I would choose medicine because definitely I know I'm going to be working in the hospital. I'm going to be seeing patients. Yeah. So now a person who has done PharmD, where do people work?
Okay. So funny enough, I read there are over 100 jobs that pharmacists can work in.
Wow.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
quite a number.
Exactly.
Mm.
So for somebody who doesn't really know much, the moment they hear pharmacy, they just think selling
Yeah,
medications.
true.
Right.
True, true, true.
But that is absolutely not it. Like
Mm,
pharmacists, I can say they are involved. I don't know if this is the right term to use in the whole supply chain of a medication, right?
mm.
So from the raw materials to how it works in the human body and everything in between.
Yeah, raw
Right,
materials, production, how it works.
works and
Mm,
everything in between.
mm,
So we're talking even, okay, for example, we're talking about the community pharmacies or the retail pharmacy, that those are the ones who deal with selling medications. We've got the hospital pharmacy, clinical pharmacy, geriatric pharmacy, industrial pharmacy. We have academia, regulatory affairs, the ones that have to do with the regulations of medicines.
I'm
We have
listening.
got the pharmacies that I was talking about, the ones that are specialized, like in hemobiology, those
Mm,
ones you can never see them selling medications. They
yeah,
are
true.
in
In
there, like doing
the
the work. We
mm,
have got the ones who work in clinical trials, as you were talking about. They're
mm,
the ones who work in research, right? So now depending on what you want exactly, so you now have to go onto the internet, right? Okay, or maybe you ask somebody, whatever your source of information
yeah, true,
is,
true.
right? So you say, okay, fine, me, I want to do pharmacy, but I prefer to do a bachelor's of pharmacy. But then when I graduate, I want to work in research, or I want to work in antimicrobial resistance or public health or
Mm,
whatever. So
mm,
there is a lot that a pharmacist can do. Or maybe you say, me, I just want to be a lecturer. That is academia, right? So there's a lot that a pharmacist can do. But the most important thing is for you to know what you want to do before you actually choose what to study. Whether it's a diploma, it's a bachelor's, it's a doctor of pharmacy, it's pharmacy technician. So you need to have that idea first before you choose the what you're going to study in university, so that you know where you're going straight from university, right? Yeah. So that's it. So there's quite a lot that you could do.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
quite a
But you need
lot.
to start right so that you know that you're moving in the right direction. Because, for example, there are certain things that I don't know if this might be the right term, that you can't necessarily do if you
Mm.
have got a bachelor's of pharmacy.
Yeah, yeah, true,
You
true.
see,
Yeah, yeah.
so
There's a
perhaps
limit.
yeah, so maybe you're interested in doing residency, right? In maybe clinical pharmacy or hemobiology, right? But you
Mm.
did a bachelor's of pharmacy.
Yeah, I
So
did
now you
too.
need to add
To
on
to add
again.
on again, I think a
Mhm,
simple example is we can give an example of what everyone knows is the difference between a doctor and a nurse. Yeah, so those two people they work in the same setting, but they do different. Like they play different roles. Yeah, so there's something a nurse only a nurse can do. There's something only a doctor can do, and there's something a nurse can never do, but a doctor can do.
exactly.
So what you've said is right. Like you have to look at where you want to work, like how far, like which kind of settings do you want to work in.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think still that takes us back to career guidance, that because when you get career guidance, you get to know about all these things. So you get to know whether that you're really ready for this course
Mhm.
or you would want to change.
Yeah. And I guess even whilst you're doing the course, having a mentor is somebody, it's something that is really important. Yeah.
True, true.
So once you set your mind, okay, I want to do PharmD, right?
Mm.
Whilst you're doing the PharmD and you say that, okay, after PharmD, I'm going to do my residency and they're going to specialize in hemobiology, for example. There's no harm in looking for somebody who took the same
The
pathway
same
as yours.
pathways
Yeah.
with you.
They
Yeah.
can give you some tips and tricks that can help you climb up your career ladder faster than the other students. Yeah.
Oh, that's so interesting. Ah, oh, that has been quite a talk.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
now we come to the most interesting part. This is the
Mm-hmm.
part I believe everyone really, really is dying to hear.
Mm-hmm.
You've left home, you've
Mm-hmm.
come to a foreign land.
Yeah.
Yeah, first language,
Mm-hmm.
two, yeah, the social life of people here, like culture, different cultures, different traditions. Yeah, everything is in play. Yeah, I mean we've come for school, but that's not all there is while we're here. Yeah, so would you please tell our listeners, how has life been for you in Algeria? First, you will tell us how it's been in school, which of course is the primary reason as to why we're here.
Yeah.
And then you also please let us know what has life been like in this other side, like out of school. Yeah.
Okay. Starting with school, like as you said, of course, the language.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So when we came, it was 100% a French system, but
mm,
nowadays they're trying to switch to the English system, right? So we come here, and the first year ish, because it's not like a complete year. The first year is the language year. We have to study the language. So us who come from English speaking countries, we need to study the French language at the university. And then from there, second year is in the second year of me being in the country, which is technically the first year of pharmacy school. That's the year that we then start school. So it was quite challenging because honestly, I feel like the French of having a conversation with your friends is not
mm-hmm.
the same as the French of
French of yeah.
medical
French
things.
is tricky, very,
It's
very
really
tricky.
tricky. So yeah, it was quite a challenge, I will not lie. And also depending on who is speaking. Some people they speak really fast, some people they sound too Frenchy.
And when
Like,
it comes to different nationalities, like the Mali sound different.
mhm.
Now the Algerians also sound
So
different.
different.
Yeah, but it's all French.
Exactly, it's all
Mm,
French.
mm.
So yeah, it was pretty difficult. But for me, I can say I was fortunate enough to find some really good Algerian friends.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so they really helped me out so well. And for them, they spoke English, so which was
Mm.
pretty good for me.
Yeah,
So
because now you could communicate because they can speak English, and on the other hand, they can, help you out with French.
yeah,
Mm.
so whenever I wouldn't understand anything, or I wouldn't, you know, hear what the teacher is saying, I could always ask them after the lecture, okay, so what was the teacher saying? So what's up? What's coming up next? What are we doing? So that really helped me a lot. So, and then in terms of the studies themselves, oh my God.
That's
Wow.
a whole
Oh,
experience.
okay. Before I started like pharmacy, right? And I knew that, being in a medical department, it's going to be hard. But I didn't think it was going to be this
This
hard.
hard. I know.
Yeah, it
Uh,
was really hard. And I think what made it even harder was now the
the
language.
language,
Right.
yeah. I mean,
This
you'll be
yeah,
studying in English and still you can't get a 50. Now
right?
you're studying in this language
Exactly.
where when the teacher is teaching, you can barely hear a word. Or if you're lucky, you're
Mhm.
just understanding two statements.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah. So for me, yeah, despite having friends that could, help me out here and there, I guess the greater part of the things you have to do them yourself as a person, writing the exam, you write the exam alone, studying and stuff. You can have,
Revising, you revise
yeah,
alone.
exactly, yeah. Even though sometimes you might have like groups or for studying it, etc. But now there's a point that comes whereby there's nobody who's supposed to help you. You have to do the things on your own.
Mm.
So yeah, the studies were very hard. I'm not going to lie to you. They were way more challenging than I expected, especially in the first year. There was a lot of confusion. I was in a new country, new
Mm.
culture, new people,
New
new
people,
language.
new
Everything is new.
everything.
Everything is new.
And everything is looking at you.
Exactly.
Mm.
And the funny thing is that in my department, we weren't too many foreign students, right? So you know that, and I also feel like there is the pressure within you that I need to perform in a good way, because people are going to look at me and they're going to wonder like what's going on with this person and stuff. So
Mm.
like I can say the first year was really hard. It was challenging, particularly the first semester. But then as the other semesters came, I think I got a hook on the stuff, and then I, stood my ground, and then everything started going well. It was going well, but the efforts that were happening behind the scenes, yeah.
Hey, only you can know.
Yeah, there were a
Mm.
lot.
A
Yeah,
lot,
there
yeah,
were
I
a lot.
know.
Yeah. So that is basically it in terms of the studies, right? It was really hard, but it's doable. That's what I always tell people, like especially the juniors or anybody who wants to start. It's
Mm.
hard, but it's
That's
doable. Yeah,
doable,
you
sure.
just have to find your strategy, have the right friends in university that will push you to become the best version of yourself. Just because something is hard or it's challenging doesn't mean that it's
That it's
impossible.
impossible.
Exactly. Yeah, you can always do. There's always a way around those things, and you can definitely make it. And then in terms of staying here, yeah, it's been fairly good, right? I guess I guess
That's good
everybody,
news.
yeah, I
Yeah.
guess everyone might have their own perspective, or they have got different stories to share, because we are all different and we have, encountered different things. But of course, being in a country which is not your own comes with its own challenges, particularly the language thing, because the most common language is Arabic, and then comes French, and then a little bit of English. Yeah. So you find here you trying to go somewhere, you want to get something, you trying to express yourself, and people don't get you. Sometimes it gets frustrating, but then with time I got to find my way. I'm like, okay, I know how to, I started picking like some Arabic words here and there, you know. And
Arabic.
yeah, I just got to pick some Arabic words here and there so that I can
I've only
communicate.
learned
Mm.
2 phrases in Arabic. It's
Really?
true or not? 3, okay, I think.
Okay.
Makesh,
Hmm.
Kane,
Uh-huh.
and what else?
Bzef.
Bezef.
That's it.
Yeah,
Actually, for me, I don't know how, but I,
yeah.
I literally got to know quite a number of phrases. In
Oh,
our,
that's
yeah,
interesting.
yeah, like
Yeah.
even the numbers, and a couple of words. I think I do know a couple of words, and yeah, and sometimes when I say them, the locals, they get so surprised. I'm like, oh,
Oh,
you
you
speak
know
Arabic? I'm like,
that.
no, 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 it's just this phrase.
That way they'd be happy if they get to know that you speak Arabic.
Very happy. They will be
Mm,
so happy. And
mm.
then another thing, so that's the language. There's also the culture. Yeah, the culture is pretty different from ours. The climate, right?
Oh,
The weather
oh, oh,
conditions.
talk about the climate. Oh my goodness,
Yeah.
that
Like the winters are
you,
very
you
cold.
know we study all these things way back in primary
Geography and stuff.
geography, and they're
Mm.
like winter, summer, spring, and then you trust me, you can never understand what winter is, not until you come and experience it yourself. Like they freeze you. I remember people used to make memes out of like the seats we'd sit in class.
Mm-hmm.
So now they put a block of ice.
Right? Those
That's how
classes
it
will be
feels while you're
freezing.
seated in those classes. But
Yeah.
it's true.
Yeah.
Imagine packing yourself the closet in winter.
Imagine.
You almost carry a half a closet when you're
Right?
getting outside. Yeah.
Because the winters, it's like it is raining,
Mm.
it's cold, and
Yeah.
sometimes there's snow,
It's
even
no.
if it's not really close, like it's a bit far, but still we can feel it has got an impact. Yeah. So
Mm.
the cold, it's too much. So imagine a typical day in winter. You wake up around 7 a.m. I mean, not wake up around 7 a.m. You have to almost start to leave the residence at 7 a.m. to go
Yeah,
to
you have
to
to,
class.
because some classes be beginning at 8.
8 o'clock. So you need to
Yeah.
catch the bus and stuff.
Mm.
You get out of your room 7 a.m. and it's very dark. Like it
Yeah.
is very, I'm like, what is going on?
But you have to be out of the city.
Exactly.
Mm.
So it's 7 a.m., it's very dark, it's raining, it's cold.
Mm.
You are wearing 3 jackets and you are heavy. Already you are tired before you go
Yeah, before you go outside, you're already tired from carrying all these heavy clothes on
clothes.
you.
Exactly. Right. And then now we move away from the winter, we go to the summer. Oh, it's very hot and dry. Yeah, like at least in the city that we are in, because in other cities it could be hot and humid. Yeah, but here it's hot, it is dry. Yeah,
The
I mean,
dust.
there's a lot of dust, etc. We are not, I mean, our countries, they are hot, but not this
No, no,
hot.
no. I think our countries all have is spring.
Right?
Because a little bit of rain and a little bit of the sun on the
Hmm.
side, but it's never on the extremes.
Extremes,
Yeah.
yeah. So there's the coldest winters, the hottest summers. So that's the thing. And then another thing is the food, right? I mean, I am from
Talk about the
Zimbabwe,
food.
right? I am from Zimbabwe, and
Mm,
truly, I mean, a real and proud Zimbabwean I am. I love our traditional food
that's
so
beautiful.
so
So
much.
much. Mm.
Yeah. I come here, they have their own, typical foods, the rishta, the couscous, the olives, the whatever. They are good. I will not lie. Like they taste really good. Even though like the first time I tried testing them, I didn't really like them, but with time I got to love the food. Like it's really nice. But there's this shock that you are used to your own traditional foods in your country, and then you are switching all of a sudden, you're starting another diet and everything. So yeah, that was kind of a problem. Now I had to look for things that we have in my country that are here in here, so that I can at least have a good diet, you see. But with time also I got to adjust. And then also the people in general, I mean, in general, the Algerians are really nice people, like honestly speaking, in
Oh,
general. Yeah.
oh,
Yeah,
oh,
they are good
that's
people.
so good to
Like
hear.
I remember there's this day, it was one of our first days. We went to the shops to buy some things. I had a lot of bags, and then I forgot my bag in one of the shops. I got back to my room, then I'm like, oh, something is missing. But then there were quite a lot of things in that bag that I couldn't just let it go. So I was like, you know what? Let me just go and ask. Yeah, maybe they have it, but if they don't, it's fine. And then I went there the following day. I'm like, oh, I came here yesterday. I think I forgot my bag here. And then they asked me, is it this one? I was like, yeah, that's it.
So nice.
And everything was there. Like nothing was
Yeah,
taken.
by that part about Algerians, they are
Hmm.
real good people and
Exactly.
honest.
Very.
You know, even when you buy something, okay, now this is I don't know whether it's a something like in your country, but in Uganda, when you buy something, for example, I buy a charger and then I find out it's not working. When I take that charger back and I tell them it's not working, they'll tell me to top up, like to top up some extra so that they give me another one. Yes.
That's
And I
great.
mean I've just bought this charger and it's not working. And it's not my fault that's not working.
Exactly.
Yeah. I know. Guy will tell you that
Mm.
no, you left here when the charger was
It will
working.
working,
So it's
yes.
not my problem that's not working.
It's you who destroyed it.
Yes, Algerians on the other hand is they'll ask you how much is the charger and how like which other one do you want? For example, if you paid it 500 and then what the one you want is now 1,000, they'll just say just give me the 500 and then you take. Yeah, they like even if it's like if at all it was 1,000, the charger was 1,000 and you want to change to them to for maybe 600 something, they'll give you the charger and you change
Change
back
on top.
like give
Yeah,
you
that's
yeah. So
true. Yeah.
they're real good.
So
Yeah.
that's something that I really appreciated. Like the people. I mean, generally speaking, in general, the people there, they're nice. You can easily settle and do what you're supposed to do in the country, like as in go to school, get your basic stuff, and you can easily get a life and leave. Yeah. And then the another aspect of living in Nigeria that I liked was the foreign students community, right?
Mm.
Reason why I'm here today.
True,
Because
true.
yeah, I mean here on this podcast because of Immaculate. She's not from Zimbabwe, she's from Uganda, but I'm here, right? So you find that with time, you also tend to build a community amongst other foreign students, right, from different parts, mainly different parts of Africa, because most of the students, yeah. So you end up having friends from Zambia, from I mean, Nigeria,
Nigeria,
Mali,
Mali,
Uganda, Kenya,
Lesotho,
Lesotho, etc. Yeah,
Tanzania. Yeah.
Tanzania, all over. So, which
Mm.
is something which I feel like is really amazing. So, anytime, when I go back home, maybe I want to visit Uganda somewhere, I know that I can always call Immaculate. If I want to go to another country, I can call somebody else. Or even if I want to come back here in Algeria, I can always call the friends that I made here. So, yeah, that is the good thing about Algeria that I really liked, and also exploring the country itself, even though I didn't do much of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Same here.
right.
Same here.
Yeah, but I do appreciate like the little things that I did. Yeah, and I guess there's a lot to see. It's a beautiful country, beautiful places to see. Yeah, so yeah, I generally my stay has been great. Yeah, it's been more than a place of study, but it's also been a space of growth.
Growth, yeah,
Yeah, both
growing.
personally and professionally. Yeah.
Oh, that's so beautiful. That's so beautiful. I'm glad Algeria has been so good to you.
Yeah.
And what did I want to ask? I wanted to ask you like you've talked about only the good things, but we know bad things can't fail to be there. So what's that one thing or what's that one thing that has been the most challenging thing here, like living here in Algeria?
Okay.
Mm.
One of the most okay, I think one of the most challenging thing would be that sometimes, especially when it comes to studying, I kind of not studying like studying, but being in the school system, right? I sort of felt left out sometimes because even though I say that we study in French, most of the communication is in Arabic. Yeah, that is the truth. I mean, even some of the papers that you sign in the administration, I don't know what I was signing. I was just putting they just tell me sign here, sign
Sign
there.
there.
Yeah, I am just signing papers. I don't know what I'm doing.
And making things worse is when they make those advertisements
Yes,
in Arabic.
you see,
I mean, you don't know whether it concerns you or
or
not.
not.
All you see is something is posted there, and it's posted on a noteboard. Definitely, it's supposed to be telling something to the
Mm-hmm.
students.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
all in Arabic,
Yeah.
and
And
you can
also,
barely understand. You can
exactly.
understand nothing.
Yeah. And also, like, for example, in the group, like for school, right? You can easily miss important announcements because it was said in Arabic. And also, I feel like for me personally, it felt like a burden to always copy the message and paste it to somebody and ask them to translate and then
Or having to ask someone, what does this mean?
mean
What
exactly.
are they saying?
Yeah.
What it?
Yeah, you see. And somehow
Yeah.
it seems as if the Arabic has got different dialects. You can ask
Yeah,
somebody
yeah.
to tell you, then they tell you, I don't
I don't
understand.
understand. I think they have the Kabil and some
Yeah.
other
So they do
whatever.
have like different dialects. So that was one of the most challenging things. Like you somehow felt left out of what's going on around the university, even in as much as you really want to be involved a lot, but yeah, you might feel left out. But of course, there is definitely a solution. You can always ask people. Like that's the only way.
Yeah. You just have always to be patient enough and
Yeah, you be
never
patient.
getting tired of asking what does
Yes,
that
because
say.
definitely, like you would definitely find somebody who's going to help you. That's the truth. But the annoying thing is just having to do it all the time. Yeah. But now, since they are changing to the English system, and I guess most of the students now they do speak and understand English, so I guess it's going to be easier for those who will be coming, these years and beyond, because things are starting to go into English. So yeah, I think it's going to be fairly manageable. Yeah. Mhm.
I just won't
Mm.
have it so
Mm.
it's going to be more
Easy,
for them.
right?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
easy.
Yeah,
Because I remember when we repeat, I didn't
yeah.
finish.
No, 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 no. The time.
Yeah, the
Mm-hmm.
time. So I had to go the responsible.
Exactly, yeah.
And they wouldn't really be still bring study.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
Yes, so it was hard because
Mm.
they had to do manage.
Exactly, yeah.
There you can also manage. And of course it's expected. It's not going to be smooth as
Yeah, yeah,
it's
that's true. Mm-hmm.
expected to.
Yeah, definitely. And get I guess maybe if you are lucky enough to find somebody who has studied in Algeria, maybe having like their contact information and stuff, you can always ask them and how they did certain things, because I guess some things they might stay forever. So you might need somebody who has passed by the same path before for you to be able to pass by the same path again, but easier than them. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
what I have to say is
Hmm.
like, back home things are done different. try to listen to people who have been there.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
because
They
if
know
you don't
better.
listen, it's to be way hard. Took notes, as
Okay,
I
that's
should
great.
say. We were good students. We were good
That's
students.
great.
And
Yeah.
I must say, it
Mm.
helped us big time.
Right.
If I like
Mm.
have no
Yeah.
another thing.
Yeah, like everything is literally different. The buildings, the people, the culture, the food, the environment, everything is different.
So you just
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
and
Yeah, it's a lot.
paperwork moving to like a day you can visit like 7 offices.
That's
Hey, 7 offices.
yes.
And
And it won't be the last one. You still have to go further. Yeah.
tomorrow the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow the same.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
We could have faced,
Mm-hmm.
but thank God that there were people who went through it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
I should take you back to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you know what to carry?
Mm-hmm.
Like in terms of, clothes and the needs, whatever you needed. Did you know what to carry, or you just used your, I should say, I don't know, whatever you thought would be needed, and that's what you carried?
Yeah. Actually, on that part, I can say I was pretty unfortunate
Mm.
because I didn't know anyone. I didn't get the chance to talk to somebody who was here.
Mm.
However, I guess since I went to a boarding school in high school, I kind of had an idea of what to carry when you're going somewhere whereby your parents are not there and your
Mm.
family is not there.
Mm.
So when I came here and then I saw how things were, I feel like even though I didn't get to talk to somebody, I
Mm.
packed well.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Let's have a hand clap.
Yeah, I did pack well because
Mm.
number one, I did a bit of research. I knew that okay, Algeria is really cold.
Mm.
I know they do sell blankets, but we have our African blankets, those big, thick.
Oh,
In Zimbabwe, we call them the two-in-one.
wow.
Two
Yeah,
in one.
twin ones in
Yes.
Uganda too. Yes, yeah.
So I had to make sure that part I was covered.
Mm.
And then I knew that I would want to do my hair. So I
Mm.
just came with some packs of braids because I just thought, okay, the Algerians, they don't have the same hair type as ours. So I can imagine how difficult it's going to be to find some hair pieces. So I picked a couple of braids,
Mm.
yeah, and some clothes and basic stuff. But I with time I got to discover that there are certain students who actually had the chance to talk to people who were here already. And I guess it was really helpful for them. Yeah. So yeah, that's basically, but I guess this thing of packing for going, I think it affects girls more than boys.
Yeah, it does. But girls, we just have a lot of things
Yeah,
like we have
because
to.
for example, the most talked about thing is makeup.
Yeah,
right?
makeup,
Braids,
braids, yeah.
and I think that's mainly it.
The
And
most challenging one, yeah.
yeah, and then
Makeup because these people have a lighter tone.
exactly skin color. So makeup in terms of I think foundation and stuff. But the mascara, the lipstick, no problem. You can always find them. Yeah. And maybe for those who really love their food, maybe some will just
I
yeah, maybe some
I
will pick a
I
few
I I
foodstuffs.
deliberately fail to carry food for one reason. I'm like, I'm going to be here for 5 years,
Yeah, right.
and there's no
No
way I'm
way.
carrying
Food
food
for
that is
5 years.
enough of us. So what I'm
Yeah.
going to do is
Mm-hmm.
let's go, and we must adapt as early as possible.
Right to what's
Cause
there.
yeah,
Yeah, that's true.
mm.
Because even though you might carry maybe 5 kilograms of whatever cassava, it will finish.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
will finish. It can
exactly.
never be enough.
Yeah, so the best thing is to just come here and adapt to the food that they
Mm.
have, and yeah, you're
Yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, that's interesting. So you people never had like WhatsApp groups
Okay,
to join in and all that stuff?
we did have a WhatsApp group, right? Like that everyone was in.
Mm.
But knowing who is who in the group, that one I didn't know. Maybe our seniors who were in Algeria already, probably they were in the group, but I didn't get to ask because I just didn't know.
I
Yeah,
get you.
but we did have a WhatsApp group. Yeah, for everybody who was coming with us during that time. Yeah, there was a WhatsApp group that was there.
Yeah, because I think I remember for us it was we had a WhatsApp group and you could just get to ask any question. So whoever knows the answer
Mm-hmm.
would really get to
to
reply
to
to you.
reply, yeah, that's good. Yeah, and when you're talking about adapting, right, there's
Mm.
also another thing that I feel like is really important, that when you go to a foreign country, and for example here in Algeria, when you come to Algeria, for example,
Mm.
since that's what you're talking about,
Mm.
there's this thing of people wanting to sort of have an identification. Of course, we do have an identification that, okay, me, I
Mm.
am Zimbabwean,
Mm.
she is Ugandan, and whatever,
Mm.
and so many other titles that we bring upon ourselves. But
Mm.
I feel like in this instance that you're in this country, you're away from your family,
Mm.
it's best to avoid having those titles in terms of making friendships. Yeah. So it's not, I don't think it's a good thing saying, oh, me, I'm from Zimbabwe. I don't talk to people from Uganda.
Yeah,
I don't talk
true.
to people from Mozambique.
Mm.
Because the funny thing is that when we come here as foreign students, we build our own community amongst us as foreigners, right? And sometimes for some people, you might not be as many as you think, right? So maybe in your hostel, you are the only Zimbabwean and you are mixed with other nationalities.
Nationalities,
So
yeah.
it even if you want to say, me, I am a Zimbabwean, I don't talk to other people, you are the one who's going to suffer at the end of the day. Yeah. So I think that's one thing that also people need to keep in mind. Perhaps somebody's listening and they would want to go to a different country. It might not be Algeria, but anywhere else. But just have it in mind that at some point I have to adjust to open up my mind and just be open to making friendships with people that are not from my country. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, we are going just to be, I mean, humanity is what unites us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
Minus all the other titles that we might have upon ourselves. We are human beings at the end of the day, and we need community. We thrive in community. You can't do things on your own.
Yeah, true.
And help doesn't really matter from which nationality it's coming from. Yeah. The most important thing is that you're getting
You're
help.
getting help,
Yeah.
yeah.
And you're building friendships. You're having a social life because you
And
can.
given that you're going to be here, you're going to be with in this community with these people for some good time,
Exactly.
you would really want to find ways of you people
Yeah.
getting along.
Exactly. Because you can't live in isolation. That
Yeah,
is
you can't.
impossible.
And
Yeah.
thank you so much, Michelle, for saying that, because I think we can give an example of our new students who came this year. There's been quite of a challenge. They're mixed up, Kenyans, Tanzanians, like a lot. There've been a number of nationalities. And every day you could get a complaint from someone. Like they come, now you see Ime, she did ABC. Now
Mm-hmm.
you see Ime, she did ABC. I would want I think to say like 2 points here. One, first is people, as you said, like we are going into and we are going into this place and we are different people from different countries. So we have different ways of doing things. Try as much as best to accommodate others. Because I mean, why making noise? You have a roommate. why are you making noise at at like around 2 a.m.?
Mm.
People are supposed to be
Sleeping,
sleeping,
yeah.
and you're making noise, like you're speaking on the top of your voice.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
Like someone, like
Mm.
this other person you're with or you're sharing out, like is he like her complaint is justified? I mean, this is time to sleep,
Sleep,
so why would you
yeah.
be making noise?
Hmm.
And then on the other side of the person who is complaining, like try maybe to first talk to that person before
Hmm.
you actually go out and you begin, this one is impossible,
Yeah.
me, I cannot stay with them. And like, have you talked to
Yeah,
them?
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like didn't they just listen to you, or you just now assume like now she's not living in the best good manners ever, so I just can't tolerate her. So you just have to come together, find ways of like meeting your differences, and also like trying to,
Find common
yeah,
ground.
yeah, find common
Yeah.
grounds, yeah,
Hmm.
because I mean you're going to be living with each other
Yeah,
for
for
some good time, so
exactly.
you
Yeah.
can't begin saying that I can't stay with this. Yeah, if someone, if or and also if someone tells you something, I try to do something about it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, so that's really very good because that's
Mm.
quite challenging.
Very.
Yeah, that's quite challenging because you say, no, for me I do this, like this is how I do things. Yeah, this is how you do things, but in your own house. Now here you are is
It's no longer
a
your own
space
house.
that
It's a shared
must be
space.
shared.
Yeah.
Yes, so you have to know to say this is how I do things, or like you just have to find a common ground of you people living together and
Yeah.
also being friends, because
Hmm.
if you people are not going to be talking to each other, there's no way you're going to make friends.
Yeah.
And
And
if
I mean,
mm,
I guess there's a lot of mental work that needs to be done when you are living in a different maybe country and a different society with different people.
mm,
Because in as much as we were talking about us having like adapting to the Algerian culture,
mm,
but we also have to like find common ground
mm,
with our different cultures as us, the students who came from our different countries, because
yeah,
we
yeah,
all have our own cultures.
yeah, true. That
Yeah,
is true.
yeah. So there's a lot of mental work. There's a lot of adjusting that comes in, and
Mm,
also at the end of the day, you need to keep in mind that you as a person, you're not perfect.
yeah,
So you
true.
shouldn't expect your neighbor
Your
or
neighbor to be
anybody else to be
perfect.
perfect.
Mm,
And yeah, just try and avoid expecting perfectionism from anything, like
mm,
even where you're staying or whatever, because nothing really is perfect in this world. Like there are a lot of imperfections everywhere, but we have to just try and find a way of living together as human beings at the end of the day, build a community, have friendships, have a social life, and life goes
yeah,
on.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Life goes on
Mm.
because it's challenging if at all you cannot be together. For example, as you said, school, like school times, this is where this is where like there's a lot of information. Like there's a lot of things that are happening in school, and then if you don't have a friend, or if you're someone who cannot be relied on, then it's either going to be difficult for you, because for example, if at all they've passed on a given information at school and you weren't there, but you're also this person who doesn't want to speak to anyone, I don't even have the energy of coming and tell you, just go figure out by yourself. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
that's
see.
true.
Yeah, so there's a lot you're not going to be understanding, yet there's a lot you need to know while you're living here, if at all you're going to successfully stay here. So trying to trying to live in harmony with people would really help you big time.
And also, I think the whole thing of living well with others, personally, I see it beyond living together in university or as students. I mean, we here as we see each other as students, first of all, of course, but we are going to become professionals, right?
Yeah,
We are
true.
going to have engineers, doctors, and different other specialities, right?
Mm,
So maybe sometime later, Immaculate is going to find an opportunity in Uganda that needs a pharmacist. But
mm,
Michelle was a very hard person,
yeah,
like difficult to approach.
unapproachable.
There's no way she's going to call me and say, "Oh, Michelle, I saw something," because of
Mm.
how I used to stay with
At that
Immaculate
moment, I
in
might
Algeria.
even not be having your contact, because I mean,
Perfect.
I never even took time to get it, because I knew, there's nothing I need from her.
Exactly.
Mm,
Yeah. So I think that is one thing that people don't really think about when you are living as a foreign community. Because you might think, oh, we're just staying together here is in university, then after university it's over.
It's over.
Of course, for some it might be over, but for others, you might actually build relationship that might end up changing your
Changing your
life.
life. Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
So you need to be very careful about the way you live with people. Not to say that you need to downgrade yourself or let people do anything that they want with you. No, but just try and accommodate what you can. Of course, have your boundaries and whatever, but be a good person, be a good human, because you never know. Some opportunities in life, you might miss them, not because you don't qualify, but because of your character. Yeah, right. They know, oh, Michelle, she's really good. She's a pharmacist, but her character is not that good.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
let's just ignore her. Yeah. Mm.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing. I mean, this is getting so interesting, and yet it's coming to an end because we really have a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
Stuff of scholarship, right from back home to how to live here, how to navigate your way through like your whole course of studying and being in a foreign country is really it's so much. It's so much. We cannot really finish everything here today. But I want to really thank you so much for sharing. It's been so amazing. I know our listeners are going to have a good time. They're going to be inspired. They're going to, I believe everyone is going to pick something that will actually, be helpful for them in the future, like that will be helpful to them in the future. Yeah, I think this marks the end of our episode, unless you have, in Uganda, you have something that we say, it says katalekeka. I don't know how best I can translate it to English, but something that can be left out.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Firstly, thank you for having me. It's been fun. It's been exciting. I hope the listeners enjoyed, and I hope that they're going to pick something important from whatever we shared. And just to close, like with just a few words, like something that I've really learned is that your path. mm when you think of your career or your life or your future in general, you might think of it being shaped by something wow or something out of the world, right? But it's actually the smallest things or the seemingly insignificant things, they can actually shape your life. Like for me, it was just a simple newspaper and my mother giving it
And
to me, and voila.
this is a whole
Yeah,
new world to you
exactly.
now.
Yeah. So, and I just hope that my story, it encourages like other students wherever they are or from whatever they are going to be studying, to put themselves forward for opportunities and just give things a try. Because I'm sure that for most people, when you hear about scholarships, you hear, oh, I wrote this big thing, I wrote this test, I did this. For me, it was not like that. Our application, yeah, it was not like that. Yeah. So put yourself out there, give things a try. You never know, like you might end up landing the one of the most life-changing opportunities for your life. So just apply, take a bolder step, and you'll be surprised to find that you might be exactly who those people are looking for. Yeah. So to anybody who is listening, and if you're doubting yourself, don't doubt yourself. You, the one who is about to doubt yourself, you are exactly the one that
The
they are
one that
looking
they're
for.
looking for.
Yeah. So
Exactly.
yeah, I wish everybody who is listening the best. If you are applying for scholarships, trying to study for school, and yeah, do share the podcast with your friends, like, comment, subscribe,
Oh,
tell a
thank
friend,
you.
tell a
Thank you
friend.
so much. Yeah,
Yeah,
sharing is caring. That's
exactly.
why
Yeah,
we are here.
exactly. And thank you so much, Immaculate,
Thank
for
you. You're welcome,
inviting
dear.
me. And this is a great initiative, and I wish you all the
It
best
is.
for
Yeah.
everything that is going to come. I just hope this podcast is going to be bigger and bigger and reach the right people, the people who need it. And I'm sure once it reaches those people, their lives are going to be
Yeah,
changed,
they're going to
and they will
change
be
for
able to
sure.
take bold steps that are going to change their lives and their careers. Yeah.
Oh,
Thank you.
thank you so much. I feel like I would really want to spend a whole day
Right?
talking to you. It's
Thank you.
been so amazing. We've been so honored to have you here today. And who knows, in future we shall be seated in this same room,
Right?
on this same platform,
Right.
talking about some other interesting things, because now
Exactly.
there's that life after.
After university.
Exactly.
True.
And that's what actually what people want to hear most.
Exactly,
Because they'll
yeah.
be like, she did PharmD, where is
Mhm.
she now? So we would
Exactly.
really want
Tell
to know
us.
where you are.
We
Yes,
definitely
so
want to come back.
definitely with God, we believe we shall be back here with you with Dr. Michelle.
Mhm.
The Algerians say inshallah.
Inshallah.
Yeah, but it's been so amazing. Thank you guys for sticking around with us, and thank you so much for listening. Please remember to subscribe, like, comment, and also leave your questions with us. We shall be really getting the follow-up sessions to answer or to get answers to these questions. Yeah. Bye bye, guys. Michelle, a good night.
Bye.
Bye. Oh.